last week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It was a massive tire strategy game and ended up being Stuart Glenn with his first win in the JBL Cup Series. But we saw some few only, we saw some 2-tire strategy and some 4-tire strategy. And we could see that once again here today at Willow Springs International for the second time ever in the JBL Cup Series. And to kick off a 4-week stretch for the West Coast Swing, it is the Kubota 250 at Willow Springs International. What's up everyone, it's your boy NR2003, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and for the second time ever in the Cup Series at least, we are here at Willow Springs International, a fast-paced, short, relatively speaking road course, but also very narrow. It's going to be very fun. It was very fun last year here, with Eli Bright dominating, but we'll see if anyone dominates or if we see a bunch of drivers up front in this one. Speaking of Eli, we got the owner of Legacy Motor Club up here in the booth. We got LT. Welcome to Willow Springs International.
Thanks for having me, Stapleton. It's great to be back up here in the booth. I had a lot of fun calling the Powerade duels a few weeks ago, so it's great to be back up here to call this Willow Springs race. I think it's going to be very exciting. We have a lot of good drivers in this field. I watched the Willow Springs race last season to get prepared. But unfortunately, the winner of last season's race, Eli Bright, my driver, is starting tail end of the field. So I think we might have a new winner, barring any crazy circumstances. I don't know if Eli could drive through the field, but I think we're going to see a lot of good racing, but also a lot of good strategy that could come into play at the end of this race.
Oh yeah, this could be the race so far this season that those strategy lanes that the crews did all season long so far is going to matter a lot. Last year we saw some fuel-only stops, some 2-tire stops, some 4-tire stops. And in testing, we've seen a mixed bag as well. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be roughly 8 to 10 laps on fuel. And then again around lap 18 to 20. Some drivers can pit early, some drivers can maybe stretch it and pit late. Just have to wait and see on how that goes. But Willow Springs is a very long racetrack. A lot of elevation all over this road course, and how do you think that's going to go with all these 36 cars and not a lot of wiggle room?
They're going to have to be very, very careful. I mean, we saw it last season at Willow Springs. There was a lot of close quarters racing. Some guys getting into each other. I remember Brandon Beal going off course early on in the race. So it's very, very important to keep your car on the racing surface, because if you get any tires off of the racing surface, you're going to be in trouble. So just make sure you stay on the track, don't hit anybody, and maybe you'll come home with a good finish.
And maybe you will get some wine and victory lane here in California as well. It's going to be interesting on who can get the race to win. And because it's a 2.5 mile road course, let's go ahead and get these draws rolling off here at the Willow Springs International. After 2 races, Willow Williams has a 6-point lead over rookie Local Dorn in second. Jordan Stout in third, the Daytona 500, 8 points behind. And fourth is Kenneth Miller, 10 points behind. And fifth is Jordan Edwards, 13 points behind. In sixth, we got Aaron Abel, 14 points, same as Travis Crampton in seventh, 14 points behind. Nicholas Samadillo is in eighth, 15 points behind. And then Justin Zidell and last week's winner of Stuart Glenn are both 20 points behind. The point of the poster here today is Ron Kennington in the number 19, and alongside him is Dylan Matthews. And then we got the number 11, I believe, of Aaron Abel. Let's see here. Yes, that is number 11 of Aaron Abel, followed by Trey Barlow, Bruno Diacomo, and last week's winner of Stuart Glenn, Nicholas Amadillo and Alex San Vitale. And around out the top 10 is Anna Miller and the early season point leader of Logan Williams, who will pit LT to win here at Willow Springs for the Kubota 250.
My pick is going to be Juan Garcia in the number 48 car. I know he starts a little bit farther back than most of these guys in the front, but he had a pretty good run here at Willow Springs last season. So maybe if he could work his way towards the front, get good track position, he might be able to win this race depending on strategy.
That's going to be interesting. We're going to abuse the word strategy all day long, because that's going to be the name of the game, along with some fantastic racing. The first of 3 road course races of the season and the first of 4 races out on the West Coast. Ron Kennington and Dale Matthews will lead us to the green, and we are about to go road course racing for the first time in season number 6. This is a standalone event, no Pacific International Series action, so it is all JBL Cup Series. Ron Kennington and Dale Matthews will lead us to the green, and with a delayed start, we are green flag racing in the Kubota 250. Good stuff from Ron Kennington. Might see 3 wide off of this corner right here, and we do. Last year there wasn't that much chaos, but 3 wide is very, very close here at Willow Springs, and this is the most interesting spot on the entire racetrack. And contact already ground into Puddle into Abel.
Oh my goodness, these guys know track position matters, and this is the prime time to get track position, and these guys are really going for it. You saw contact there between the 11 of Aaron Abel and Trey Bardo. These guys are really going for it already on lap number 1. This race is going to be pretty crazy.
This race was crazy last year, and it was a little bit later in the season, I believe race 5 or race 6, and we'll see how everything shakes out. Welcome in. The big one last week is the point lead. Cold contact with Bardo and Grant off at the final corner. And lap number 1, that's unfortunately the number 23 is going to go down pit road on lap number 1. I doubt that his strategy might have damage. Don't really know for sure. You guys will see that in the corner of the screen. Tough break for the 500 champ.
Very tough break. You hate to see that for the Daytona 500 champion. He's kind of doing good in the points, so you hate to see it for 2311, and even Jack Haas is probably not wanting to see that. But yeah, a lot of these guys in the middle of the pack are still 3 wide. Oh, we got the 8 car. Who is that? That's Duncan Ward going off track. That was quite a save, though.
But that got done by his teammate, and look at all this chaos back here with 4th driver Eli Bright in this mess. Oh, this is crazy stuff. This is why we brought this track back for this year. Part of the 4-race West Coast swing. And we're going to see that all day long. Out front is Ron Kennington as the race leader on lap 2. And then Dylan Matthews, Trey Bardo, Stuart Brown, Alex San Vitale, Bruno Diacomo, Michael Williams, Alan Abel, Nicholas San Dio, and John Adams rounds out the top 10. And quickly see his 23 back out. Yes, he is. Don't know what happened to the number 23. Oh yeah, the oil leak. That's what happened to him.
That's tough to see. I mean, you'd think they would have caught that like before the race in their pre-race sort of checklist, but I guess they didn't. Maybe it happened during the race. Just hate to see it for the 23 team. But back up towards the front, the 47 Stuart Grat in barely, I don't know if he made contact with the 24 Trey Bardo, but he is looking to get the 3rd position here from him. Looks like he's going to have the preferred line going into these next few corners. But some really good side-by-side racing here early on in this race.
Definitely going to see a lot of this early on before that first pit stop is. Sometimes a little bit more than normal on a road course. About a second and a half, so that's going to be interesting how that plays out. Trey Bardo is on the file from Alex San Vitale as well in the number 12 machine. Had a good start last year, having a slow start, kinda 13th in points so far, so kinda up and down. But he's going to take that 4th spot away from Trey Bardo. And we'll see on how everything plays out. These guys are starting to calm down a little bit. That's not saying much of what we've seen already. And unfortunately, both of the drivers are deep in the field, and they are in the hornet's nest, but they are still racing hard towards the back part of the field. And now San Vitale's on pit road. What happened to the 12? Don't know.
I can't imagine if that's strategy or not. I mean, lap 4, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in the grand scheme of things. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know, though. I mean, the 12th car of Alex San Vitale, he had a good run last season at Willow Springs. He was in the top 5, top 10 most of the race. So if that's not strategy, you hate to see that for the 12 team.
Oh, no! contact between Giacomo and Williams. Now Sam D's gonna make it 3 wide. Mr. Edge making it 3 wide back here. Is about 8 laps on fuel, 8 to 10, maybe 7. So depending on lap 3 coming to lap 4, that is basically cutting the first cycle in half. So I'm not sure if he had damage somewhere or if they're just trying some kind of weird strategy. I mentioned the strategy already, and we're gonna see that. Oh damn, Sam Deal chops off Giacomo. Here comes Garcia to the inside. Crazy stuff over there rolling on lap 4.
These guys are really good. Oh, we got the 10 car. Is that Bruno Giacomo pitting?
I believe so. I think he got damage from main contact with local Williams.
Wow. Early on in the race, it's just these guys are really wanting to get track position, but that comes with a risk of damaging your car. Obviously, you saw the 10 car probably pit there because of damage, so you really hate to see that. But a lot of these guys are still battling really close. These are a set of corners that make me worried for all these guys. They are so close together. To 54 of Nick Lopez. He's been in some controversy this season so far. Hopefully he keeps his reds clean. But back towards the front, looks like Ronald Kennington is still holding the point over Dylan Matthews.
For the time being, he is, but he has 2 Chevrolets right behind him, Dylan Matthews, and, well, this might be a twin. Stuart Brown is up to 3rd, and he's chasing down the top 2 of the front row drivers of Matthews and Kennington. Kennington did not win last season in the JBL Cup Series. He was the most cursed driver. Every time I spoke his name, bad things happened to him. Things all changed in the ARCA and ARCA East Series. He won the ARCA Championship last season. Sam Badillo's gonna go wide, and Williams is gonna go down pit road as Aaron Abel is up to near the dirt on the exit of the final corner.
What happened there? He must have gotten maybe shoved off course by someone to the inside, unless maybe it was a driver error. I don't know, but we'll see if he gets damaged if he comes down the pit road next time by. But a lot of these guys are getting damaged early on, and I don't know. You want to be at the end of this race with a shot to win. You got to make it there first.
This is definitely a lot more chaos than what we saw last year. To say without a shadow of a doubt, Matthews might be under fire from Stuart Graham here in number 47. I guess technically pit road could be open now, even though it would be really early. I know Logan Williams might have had damage, not entirely sure. Matthews might be on the edge of their teeth with the 47, and these top 3 of Kennington, Matthews, and Grant have really pulled away from the field already here in this one. And the top 3 are not going to pit this time by. In theory, next time by, the normal pit cycle should open as we got a battle between the 99 and the 20. And more close action, the 14 is going to pit now. This is very odd. We didn't really see this last year with every lap. Someone would go down pit road, but that's all part of the strategy here today.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know if they're trying to just divide it into more segments. I don't know if they think the tire wear is going to be a lot more than it was last year. Maybe they think the fall off is going to be quite large, so maybe they're just pitting more to sort of offset that and make more time on fresher tires. But I think those guys maybe just pitted because of damage, but we'll see. Maybe on in later this race if that strategy works out. But I think the main pit road strategy is going to come up here, and most of these guys are probably going to be pitting here.
Yeah, the main section of pit stops that I believe should be around lap 8 to lap 10, and maybe lap 7 to 10 for the main first round of pit stops. And see here, is anyone going to pit on lap 7? Top 3 stay out, top 5 stay out. Garcia's all the way up inside the top 6. Good one from Little Pick of Garcia, and looks like nobody. Oh, and Abel's going to pit on lap 7, and he's the only one. So I think a lot of these guys are going to pit on lap 8, maybe lap 9, here in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, that 11 might have pitted maybe just because of damage. You saw him go off track a few laps ago. I think he might have even gotten into the wall a little bit. We still don't know what the cause of that was. Obviously, you'll see it. You saw on the bottom of your screen earlier. But Yeah, some of these guys, I mean, the main strategy is probably going to be 4 tires and fuel here, but you might see some guys maybe try something wild, maybe just to get some track position in the second run of this race.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe some of these guys do fuel only, maybe 2 tires, maybe just do the casual 4 tire stop and get out of the way. It's gonna be interesting on how that ends up shaking out here. Seems is catching up to Trey, but it looks like his car's falling off. He lost a couple of spots to the 7 and the 47 and might lose the spot to the 77. Here we go, lap 8. In theory, pit road should be open this time by Kennington stays out, Matthews stays out. Top 5 all stay out. And first one is Andrew Miller in the number 21 to pit on that number 8. And so far, he looks to be the only one, Hernandez as well, on that number 8.
I'm going to be interested to see where these guys come out because obviously the undercut could be huge in terms of track position because obviously you're going to be gaining on a lot of these guys who are losing time on their old tires. I assume the fall off is close to 2 seconds now. That's what it was last season, but we'll see where the 21 of Andrew Miller comes out in relation to the leaders who has after they pit probably next time by.
I believe Miller might have taken 2 tires, but Hernandez took 4. The strategy game has begun. These two are catching up to Cunnington late in this one. And we'll see what these 3 do. These are definitely the best cars at the moment. Sam Leo might have something to say as he's gone past Trey Burrow. And we'll see. Lap number 9 coming to lap 10. Will the leaders pit? In theory, they should. This time by, based off of testing. And here we go. Kennington is in. Matthews, Grant, Sam Badil with a slide. Barlow, all the top 5 are pitting. Garcia's gonna stay out. Edwards, Burnett, Clifton, Sustry, Andrews. Several cars on pit road, but several cars are also staying out.
Yeah, we'll have to see what these cars on pit road do. Do they take 4 tires? Do they take 2 tires? Do they take fuel only, which is a huge risk in my opinion, but see 2 tires going on some of these guys. Let's see if they all opt to do 4 tires. Looks like they will. No one's doing 2, it seems. So, yeah, they're getting the 4-tire pit stop out of the way now, which is probably good. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe on later in the race. But, yeah, I mean, who stayed out? Juan Garcia, right?
If Juan Garcia was the first one, he has a 5-second lead over the 22 of Weem. Lopez, Halliston, Zidell, Fitzwater, a bunch of drivers, including the 43 and the 42, both stay out last time by. About half the field stay out. And we'll see if Garcia pits this time by. The most I've seen in testing was lap 10. So, in theory, everyone should be going down pit road this time by. And the all-time channels win leader is going to go down pit road on lap number 10. And he's going to be followed by Bradley Weem, Nick Lopez, the 15-2, 71, 43, 4, 31, and everybody else on that number 10.
Very busy pit road. Hopefully we don't see any contact or any incidents. We'll see what these guys do compared to the guys who pitted the last lap. Juan Garcia looks like he's taking 4 tires. So we'll see where he comes out. He'll probably lose some time based on doing the overcut. But he's hoping later on in the run, he'll have speed to make up that lost time. As you see the leaders go by, Kennington looks like he's still going to have it.
A little bit of contact on pit road. I believe that was Fitzwater was one of them. Contact with Kevin Miller and Mike Wilkinson. Everybody, for the most part, did 4 tires. So the different tire strategy and testing did not work out here in the first pit stop, but we still have a second one to go in about 8 laps from now. And oh, this is interesting. I think Andrew Miller and Sam Vitale are out front. Same with Logan Williams. They pitted really early with some of their own issues / maybe just trying something. And at the time being, it is Logan Williams, Andrew Miller, Sam Vitale, and then who will be the leader eventually of Juan Kennington.
Wow, this is some interesting strategy. I mean, I guess they made up the time based on having fresher tires early on, but we'll see how this strategy works out late in the race. I think the fact that they pitted early, they're going to probably suffer on later in the run, assuming they took 4 tires. We'll see Kennington here probably run them down very, very quick with his fresher tires, along with the 7 of Dylan Matthews and Stuart Grant behind him. So, yeah, a little bit of strategy we see coming out of this pit stop sequence.
And how about the 14? I don't remember what Brian Varga did, but I believe it was one of the drivers that pitted early on as well. Garcia gonna get to the inside, force his way to the inside. Trey Ball is still dropping back in the number 24, now side by side with his teammate Jordan Edwards. How about Noah Clifton with a good one in the number 99 for for Trackhouse Racing. And it's gonna be interesting how everything shakes out. Not even halfway through this one, and we've seen a lot of chaos, and we've seen already this season reliability can't be an issue, and especially on a road course, that might be more of a factor. But Kennington, like you said, definitely have fresher tires, and we can just see he is slowly catching the 12 and 21 at a fast rate.
Yeah, with those fresher tires, he definitely has a lot more grip in his car. I like the point you made about reliability. I think, obviously, so we see is that the 38 on pit road? Who is that? Yeah, so is that Logan Williams? Yeah, it's our point leader. So, but yeah, back to the point of reliability. I mean, road courses can be very, very difficult on these cars, and especially suspensions and everything. So, see Bruno Diacomo coming back on pit road. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these cars hold up later in the race after putting so much wear and tear on them. You see Trey Bardo going by the 14 car. He's obviously making his way back up, but Juan Garcia looks like he's a lot of speed in that 48 car. My pick. I knew he did well last season here, so he's living up to my expectations at least, as he's looking to pass Stuart Grant.
Juan Garcia had a fairly strong one at Atlanta last week. I believe he won the pole for that race actually, and ran up one all day long. And it's ironic because these two were some of the fastest cars at Atlanta last week, and once again they seem to be some of the fastest. And Juan Garcia, he hasn't had much luck in the Cup Series so far, but he might be on the right track of changing that around here today. Matthews is going to go wide off the corner, and so does 19 a little bit. The 12 is going to go down pit road. I think that's why they went a little bit wide. And the Miller is going to be the race leader for now, but Kennington will take the race lead once everything cycles. Pass halfway in the Kubota 250, and this is what this has turned into. We got Kennington, Matthews, Garcia, Grant, and Edwards all under a couple of seconds of each other. Grant might get a one on the 48 here off the set of corners. It's very interesting because on some of these corners, there's multiple different lanes to take them. And that's very interesting on a road course, to say the least. These three are definitely under a blanket. It's very interesting to see, even with all the strategy and everything that's happening, we still have basically the top 4 that are on the same cycle under a blanket.
Yeah, you love to see that here, especially at a road course, where just one simple mistake can, I mean, if Ronald Kennedy makes a mistake, he can maybe lose 3 positions in one go. So it definitely keeps these guys on their toes, all these leaders. You definitely don't want to make a mistake, especially getting by a slower car such as the 21 of Andrew Miller, who may be on older tires, might be trying to come to pit road here, and he might not be able to with Kennington on his inside. So that's interesting. One point I wanted to make is the 12 car of Alex Sanvitali pitted with, I believe, 12 to go, 11 to go. So if you pit now, fuel run is 10 laps? Mm-hmm. Would they be able to make it is the question. Obviously their tires are going to be probably on cords at that point, but it'll be interesting to see if maybe that was their strategy, and maybe it will work out. We'll see.
Yeah, in theory the max laps that you can go is 10, so that's going to be very interesting if, let's say, we get to lap 16, and if anyone pits on lap, say, 16 or 17, if they can make it on fuel, it's definitely going to be interesting as side-by-side here with Clifton and Burnett. Both of these two getting held up maybe a little bit by the 14. I think the 14 is holding a lot of these guys up on older tires on strategy, and it's definitely interesting here at Willow Springs International, and we have the top 5 under a blanket top 6 really, plus Andrew Miller. The longer that Miller holds up Matthews, the bigger of the lead that 19 is going to get. I think Miller is going to pit this time by, and he will, and this could be interesting. Can he make it from here? He's going to have to stay out for 10 laps if he wants to make it to the end. Jordan Edwards is going to go side by side, not quite with his teammate, and now that is going to cycle it out. And I just realized this, we have 300 cars once again inside the top 6. That's happened, I think, 2 or 3 times already this season, and Reggie Fogelman has done a great job. But you know who's also done a great job? That is the number 19 of Juan Killington.
Yes, he looks like he's extending his lead. That might have been a lot of help from the 21 car, though. We'll see. Juan Garcia, he's been very fast. As you said, these Hendrick cars look like they have their stuff figured out this season. So it'll be interesting to see if the 48, if he could get by to 7 in a quick manner, if he can run down this 19 car of Kennington. I also want to see, I assume the 14 car also pitted with the 21.
It looks like that's the case, yes.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be lumped in with the 21 to see if maybe he can make it too. Obviously, he was a little bit farther behind, though, from the leaders. So that'll be something to follow later on the race. But as of now, Juan Garcia looks like he might get the position on 7 of Dylan Matthews.
A little bit tight off that final quarter. Garcia side by side with Matthews. Barlow side by side with Glenn. Oh my goodness, the 10. Oh no, Joey Barlow!
No.
That was a number 10 jump scare. And unfortunately, Troy Barlow is. Oh
no.
Oh no, everyone's sliding in.
Oh, they're all trying. Oh man, it's just not a wide track. These guys have nowhere to go. That's the problem. They're not getting slowed down in time.
Oh my goodness. And Barlow's not able to get out of the dirt slash, I guess, sand. And Barlow's great one. It's going to end in heartbreak.
That's. Oh man, I don't really know what. The 10 car was coming out of pit road. I don't know if he got the clear from his spotter. I mean, the track was obviously not clear. He came on the track with a jump scare, like you said. The guys, going full speed on the track don't expect a car to come out of pit road like that. And obviously they had to do an evasive action that resulted in a 24 wrecking. And, oh, man, that's not what you want to see, especially if you're the owner of the Hendrick Motorsports Camp, Reggie Fogelman. 24 is having a good run.
And Barlow needed that one. He has had an up and down season, gained 17 positions and points last week. Gonna lose some this week. On the bright side for Reggie, he still has the 48 and the 9 up front, but it was 3 out of 4, now it's only 2 out of the 4, and we'll see what happens after that. Might only be 1.
Jeez.
And also want to mention, I believe pit roll should open at any moment for the second and final pit stop.
Yeah, we're still not done with this race. I feel like I've watched like 5 races in one, but yeah, these guys are really going at it. 9 car obviously almost wrecked there. I don't know, Juan Garcia, I don't know if he's gaining on the 19 car. I haven't been able to really, I've been caught up in that mess, but yeah, he still has a little bit of a gap. The 19 does on the 48, but we'll see what happens on pit road, because that's probably going to be the determining factor.
Oh yeah, pit road is gonna be a oh, here we go. Speaking of, oh no, Spiderman off. Oh my goodness gracious. The 48 is gonna do the undercut. Same with the 7 and the 9, and we'll see what will they do. The 77 is gonna pit. Same with the 20. Do you do for you only? Do you do tires? 2 tires for the 48 and the 9. 2, and that's gonna be it for the 48. 2 tires.
Yep. And the 9 car too. 2 tires on the Hendrick Motorsports Camp. as well as a 7 of Dylan Matthews. So 2 tires. They did the undercut. We'll see if they'll probably. I don't know. Well, it all depends on what the 19 does. So
It all depends on what the 19 does. He's probably going to pit this time by if I had to take a gamble here. But what does he do? Because we saw a lot of the leaders pit last time by take 2 tires. Does Kennington do the same thing and take 2 tires knowing, hey, there's only 6 laps to go? What does he do? Fuel only? Does he take 4 tires and just pull away? He's going to pit this time by. What will the poster and dominant driver of the day, Juan Kennington, do? As unfortunately, BB Ruiz, the Kubota car, is sitting on pit road.
yeah, I don't know if he got in an accident or not. We'll see. We'll have to see what happened to him. But 19 car coming to the first pit stall with his pole position. See what he does. 2 tires at least. So he won't do fuel only. And
2 tires.
2 tires. Okay. We'll see where he comes out relative to the guys that have already stopped.
Oh, that gap shrunk. It was like 3 seconds. It might be a second and a half. I don't know. Maybe not as close as I thought, but it's going to be interesting. The 19 is not up to speed. Meanwhile, the 48 is. And one thing we also have to keep in mind. What about, say, the 21, the 14? Where are they in this mix here late? Oh, well, that's what the 20 was doing. Almost turning the 7 of Dylan Matthews. And I believe it's going to look out for these guys up front. But don't look now. I think Garcia might be closing in, LT.
Yeah, I mean, the 19 obviously just got off the pit road. Those 2 tires are obviously colder than the 48's 2 tires. So he might be suffering from that a little bit as 48 is trying to run him down. He's cut it down to, oh my gosh, maybe a couple car lengths. But we saw the 48. He's had speed all race. No one's really been able to contend with the 19 car. Wow, he really cut in that corner.
Goodness.
He is fast right now. Oh, he might get him this lap.
5 laps to go, and these 2 are battling for the race win. Little pick. Juan Garcia still outside the top 10 to a bottle. Almost did another jump scare. And yeah, it was 2+ seconds, almost 3 before pit stops, and now it's down to nothing. Side by side for the race lead. Garcia and Kennington gonna be close off of these 2 corners, and he's gonna get there. And he's surrounded by Hendrick cars because he has a multiple lap down driver of Twapo and then also the 9 of Jordan Edwards. Juan Garcia's gonna kind of do a slide drop contact with Kennington. Hopefully he doesn't have to pit from that, but Juan Garcia is gonna be the new race leader with 5 laps to go.
Wow, that was a hectic lap. I thought the 24 was going to come out and take out his teammate there. That had me worried, but great pass by Juan Garcia. Now, I don't know about the damage, though. That could be a big factor. We saw the 48 maybe he might have a little bit of rear damage from that. 19 might have front-end damage. Hopefully they don't have to pit from it. They can maybe run this out. But Juan Garcia, man, just an incredible run to... looks like they won't pit. Looks like they're both good. That's good. But yeah, great run. Oh! Trey Barta laps down. He's really... might just want to get out of the way here. Yeah, looks like he's going to do that, luckily.
And he does. A tough day for Trey Barlow. How many laps down is Trey Barlow? 3. 3 laps down. And so is the one of Ruiz. Don't know what happened to the Kubota car, but definitely for him. Shout out to Miller. He's on his alternate strategy, trying to make it on 10 laps of fuel. And if he's able to hang on, he could steal a top 5 finish out of nowhere for this 21 machine. Would be a great one for him. But here's the thing. Kennington is still there. If Garcia makes a mistake, a rare mistake from the all-time wins leader, then Kennington is still in the right position to capitalize.
That's a good point. I mean, we also have to realize that the 19 actually does have fresher tires than the 48. Does he? Oh, wait, no. He has older tires, right?
I believe the 48 did the undercut and then the 19 did a lap later.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he does have fresher. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the 19 does have fresher tires. So maybe he has a long run car, but maybe not a short run car. So we'll see if the 19 of Kennington can get to the 48 later on. We see you only have 3 laps to go though to do it. He's not a lot of time, but he's still in reaching distance, so anything could happen.
Oh, that 19, I think one lap of 2 white side flusher tires is making a difference for Kennington right now. But if Kennington wants to get his first cup win, he's going to have to pass one of the best drivers on the channel. Not necessarily in cup, but I do think this is his best ride in the 2 rain seasons we've done. But he's there. And one thing we also have to take note, if these two ruffle some feathers, the 9 of Edwards is only 2 seconds behind. So we have 2 laps to go, 5 miles left on this 2.5 mile road course. And we realistically have 3 cars with a shot to win in the Kubota 250. What a race this has been. Everything that may have happened will be in the corner of the screen, always thrown off, so we don't know what all happened. But that's later. And now, in the present, there's going to be 2 laps to go. And it's going to be Garcia versus Kennington versus maybe Jordan Edwards.
You made a really good point about the 9 of Jordan Edwards just lurking there. He knows that if these two guys get into it, he's in a prime position to take advantage of that. So, but 2 laps to go. Kennington, he's got to hit his marks if he wants a chance at this 48, because looks like the 48's not making any mistakes, but the older tires may be hindering him a little bit as he goes a little bit wide. You see that 19 just seems to have a little bit more grip, especially in that corner. He looks like he has a good drive off too, so he just needs to sort of get to maybe the bumper to 48, maybe give him a little bit of contact if he wants to get this win.
I think what Kennington needs to do, he needs to get as close as he can and then maybe move the 48 in the corner we just left off of, because that is the most chaotic turn on the racetrack, and we've seen it last year and this year. And we'll see what ends up happening. Edwards has close in the gap. It was 2.3 behind the leader, and last night it was 1.7. A crazy race once again at Willow Springs International, and it's going to come down to just over 1 minute and 14 seconds. 1 lap to go, presented by Powerade, and it's anybody's win. Garcia, Kennington, or maybe even Edwards. Here we go.
1 lap to do it. Looks like the 48 is just really hitting his mark well. He's driving an impressive race, especially in the later half of this race. When the pressure's on, he's not making any mistakes, it looks like. That's what the 19 needed, though, so he needs to really close up in these corners if he wants to have a shot.
I think the 19 bunt his tires the couple of laps he was really pushing it. He's still there. If Garcia somehow makes a mistake, he could be there. One's a little bit higher in this corner. Kennington is still close, but Garcia's just doing everything that he needs to do on the 1 lap older tires, but just made no mistakes. Kennington's gonna have a shot in these last couple of corners, though. We've seen it before. It's not over in these last couple of flat out fast speed corners. Kennington's gonna send it down on the bottom. He's gonna gain here on the second to last corner. He's gonna win a little bit lower, but it's not gonna be enough. How about this for the all-time wins leader? He's finally gonna get another cup win. Not by much, but Juan Garcia will win the Kubota 250.
Fantastic run by the 48 of Juan Garcia. I feel a little bit justified because that was obviously my pick to win. I don't know, I just knew he ran a really good race last season, but a great drive through the field. Impressive run by this 48 car. When I picked Matthew Burnett for the Powerade duels, he did not do so well, so I'm glad my pick this time came out on top. Congrats to Juan Garcia and Reggie Fogelman on the victory. That was an impressive run.
1 more lap. If this was 26 laps instead of 25, who knows what would happen, because that final corner, Kennington cut it down to just over, or just under 0.2 of a second, and A great one from Kennington, not going to get his first cup win here today, but a great second place one. Definitely got the, I believe, the bonus point for filling the most laps here. And a great one from him, but a great one from Juan Garcia. The all-time channel wins leader is going to get, I believe, his 13th win on the channel here today. Great one from that 48 machine. And a fantastic race all race long. This track keeps on adding why I need to live on the schedule, because it might be a little bit goofy, but boy, it brought the action here today. Oh man.
And how about that 21 car? 21 car of Andrew Miller making it on fuel.
10 laps on fuel, and he gets a top 5. Great one from him. Same with the 14 of Volga, did the same strategy, and gets a top 10 as well. So we mentioned strategy all day, and those two tried just stretching on fuel for 10 laps, and they were able to do it. Garcia gets the win, Kennington in second, Edwards, Miller, Matthews, Gratton, Volga, Lopez, Ream, and how about this for Duncan Halverson? Sneaks his way inside the top 10 late for Liquid Racing. Local Dawn in the 11th. Might be the point leader, not entirely sure. Local Winston fall too far behind him. I lost my place here. Oh yeah, same with Dio, there we go, same with Dio. And 12, Susry, Andrews, Burnett, Miles, Wachowski, top 20 after starting mid-pat, not too bad. For one of the drivers, Wyatt Wilkinson in 18th, Logan Williams in 19th, Alan Abel in 20th, Hernandez, Clifton, Clampton, Fitzwater, Zidell, Hubert, Ward, Monaco, Sam Tully with a rough racy twice strategy and a don't look out. Kenneth Miller, Gordon Stout, Alexander Lowe, Eli Bright, Bruno Giacomo, the last car on the lead lap. And I don't know what exactly happened to BB, but he finished the race 3 laps down in last place for the Kubota car, and then obviously we saw what happened with Trebo. Ended up being 3 laps down, a chaotic race. No one was out, but definitely a lot of contact was made here on this narrow 2.5 mile course. A great win from Juan Garcia. What's the final thoughts of this one, and what are you looking forward to the first short track of the season at Phoenix next week?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think Willow Springs is an amazing track with a lot of action, a lot of close quarters racing, especially with the strategy element tied in. I feel like there's excitement on every single lap. So I definitely think this track should stay on the schedule for eternity. If I were you, Stapleton, I think this was just an amazing race to commentate. And thank you for having me back in the booth. I'm looking forward to watching Phoenix next week. I think it's going to be also a good race. This West Coast swing, actually, I think is going to be just a lot of good racing. So thank you for having me back up here, and congrats to Juan Garcia. That was one heck of a run to beat the 19 car of Ronald Kennington.
Oh yeah, one heck of a one indeed. A quick look, he started all the way back on 13th place and on a rope course, and he didn't have too much help, but from 13th to the lead from Juan Garcia, a great veteran drive from the channel veteran. It's going to be interesting on how the West Coast swing shakes out, because it's a road course, a short track, a 1.5 speedway, and then a 2 mile speedway. And at the end of the West Coast swing, we'll probably see if who will be the true contenders. We might always see some of the true contenders up towards the front, but this one was a wild one, and the first road course of the season. And it's gonna be a while until we get. It's gonna be a while till we get to the second one at World America later in the summer. But Garcia with the win. Congratulations to him, and he's gonna move up to the point standings as well. The points will be at the end of the video. And for LT, congratulations to Juan Garcia, Hendrik Mosbus, and Reggie Fogelman for winning an absolute wild race at Willow Springs International. Next week, we're going to the desert of Phoenix International Raceway. Bye!